You're watching Local News Durango. I'm Deborah Uroda. The next time a visiting friend or family member complains about adjusting to Durango's higher altitude, they may want to try treatment in a hyperbaric chamber. George and Laurie Glass have been offering hyperbaric treatments for altitude sickness and many other medical conditions since August 2018. Their clinic, Mountain Hyperbarics, has helped patients recover from traumatic brain injury, stroke, chronic wounds, depression, seizures, and many other maladies. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy involves breathing pure oxygen under pressure. Your body needs oxygen to function, and when it's injured, inflammation can block the free flow of oxygen needed to heal. The pressurized atmosphere in the hyperbaric chamber forces the oxygen not only into the red blood cells that carry oxygen to your organs, but into the cerebral spinal fluid and lymphatic system to flow freely throughout the body.
It's a pretty simple concept. It's the two different things. You have the hyperbaric and then you have the oxygen. So the hyperbaric piece, the pressure, the atmospheric pressure that somebody is put under in a chamber, what that does is dramatically reduce inflammation in the system. It's not targeted at anything specific, it's actually system-wide, your entire body. It will reduce inflammation. And then secondarily, you have the hyperoxygenation of the blood, the hemoglobin. It is carried to these areas that are compromised, and the cells that are compromised, again, not targeted, it's all the cells in the body.
Glass and his wife, Laurie opened Mountain Hyperbarics after Laurie was diagnosed with traumatic brain injury after suffering several concussions as a competitive athlete. The treatments reduced her migraines, mood swings, and other symptoms associated with concussion. Hyperbaric therapy has been used for centuries, but gained scientific credibility in the 1930s when the military started experimenting with high atmospheric pressure to treat decompression sickness in deep-sea divers. The therapy later was applied to treat wounds that soldiers suffered in the field and continues to be used by hospitals to treat chronic wounds. Research continues on its applications for brain trauma, Alzheimer's disease, and post-traumatic stress disorder. But because the evidence currently is insufficient to support hyperbaric oxygen therapy for anything other than wound treatment and a few other medical conditions, health insurance will not cover treatment for brain injuries. But Glass says the treatments work to heal the brain's neural networks, and he works with a nonprofit called America's Mighty Warriors to cover costs for veterans to undergo treatment for PTSD. And one Durango woman says the therapy helped her overcome her own brain injury she sustained when she fell a few weeks ago.
Reverberations went up my spine and gave me a concussion. And I couldn't put sentences together. I was having trouble with words. I would look at the refrigerator and say to my husband, could you get the thing out of that thing? And so I couldn't put sentences together. And I came in after about a week of, just thinking I wasn't feeling well or something. And Dr. Surface said, oh, you've got all of the symptoms of having a concussion. So we doubled up, not doubled up, but I started coming in for probably 10 or 15 treatments in a row because I was going to be traveling. And it helped so much. And I started being able to speak again and sleep and remember names of things. So.
Mountain Hyperbarics owns two chambers. The rigid chamber can produce more pressure than the soft-sided chamber. As the atmospheric pressure grows, patients breathe an oxygen-rich gas through a mask or hood to enrich the oxygen levels in their blood. Treatments last from 60 to 90 minutes and usually must be repeated for several weeks, depending upon the condition. Several of Glass's clients also use hyperbaric oxygen therapy to speed their adjustment to Durango's higher altitude.
The treatment for somebody who has altitude sickness is, I think many of us know, is you go down in elevation. Really, what a hyperbaric chamber will do is, and it's for the same physiological reasons we've been talking about, is it will actually dramatically fast forward the acclimating process because it drops you down in relationship to sea level. So they can come in and use the soft-sided chamber and get in the chamber from anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half, and it will acclimate them to elevate. It'll help them to physiologically make the jump start. It doesn't acclimate them, but it dramatically allows the physiology to catch up that much quicker.
If you'd like to know more about hyperbaric oxygen therapy, visit mountainhyperbarics.com. Thanks for watching this edition of Local News Durango. You can find this and other local news stories on durangotv.com, where you can sign up for daily stories delivered to your inbox. You can also catch us on Durango Cable Channel 15 or on our digital network at various locations around town. I'm Deborah Uroda for Local News Durango.